In this video, I hope to provide you valuable insight on the restaurant industry and how to succeed in it by picking the brains of some of our owners and operating partners. If you haven't heard of Chicho's before, it's a brand that has been around since 1968, 50 plus years of history. This is crazy because the average lifespan for a restaurant is about 8 to 10 years, and the average profit margin is about 3 to 5% in the US. With all this in mind, we still continue to succeed and grow. We are currently at 9 locations and we plan to stay around for another 50 plus years. Do you think we have what it takes? What is Chicho's?
I try to wrap my head around that a little bit when we're doing the marketing meetings, because for the beginning part of my experience with Chicho's, it was more of a bar, and it was fun. I was going out there because that's what I wanted to do. I was young, single. I wanted to be in that, kind of atmosphere. And as I've grown older, I have kids, I still like to enjoy the time there, but you see the different customers that come through as they, go through the different age cycles. And all I can really come up with to explain where I was then and where I am now, it's just a lifestyle. And that's a weird thing to say for a restaurant, because I don't know many brands that you can say that are a lifestyle, but I feel like it is. I mean, everybody always says, how hard is it to sell pizza and beer? Okay, yeah, shouldn't be too hard, right? But in the grand scheme of things, I mean, nothing's simple. There's always got to be a way to connect to people, drive them through your doors, and I think the lifestyle is just a perfect example of one word for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, because we have kind of like a special place on a lot of people's hearts too, with I guess the brand and people attach memories to it. So it's kind of crazy how long Chicho's has kind of been around.
I mean, there's several groups of friends that are married now that met Chicho's.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at when you walk in the patio, there's a little old pallet that's painted with Chicho's and a sun on it. And some friends of mine want to get married, and their parents made that for us as a little commemorative thing. And it's hung up Chicho's. I think they've been married probably over 10 years now, and still there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of memories have come out of Chicho's.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter knows Chicho's. She's worked for it. She knows. I mean, everybody at Chicho's knows her.
Chicho's really is a lifestyle. It's a place filled with fond memories for people across the ages. It's hard to really pinpoint or describe what Chicho's is, because it means many different things to so many people. For me, I grew up with Chicho's. I have physically seen how it has progressed over the years and how it has affected my life at home. It's a family. I think a big part of why Chicho's has been around so far over the years is this familial feel it brings out. Whatever the occasion, people come to Chicho's. It's where they celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, where they met their loved ones. Chicho's has seen a lot in its lifespan. It's grown with the community it serves. It has really become a staple of Virginia Beach and the Hampton Roads area. But what does it mean to you to have those kind of memories attached to Chicho's?
I mean, I love it. I mean, because I feel like everybody needs a cheers in their life, whether they come there for the food, they come there for the drinks and their friends, whether, either side of it, it's still Chicho's, and a lot of people do have a connection to it, whether it be they met some of their best friends or, they grew up on it, and they wanted to bring their kids there to grow up on it. And so it's definitely has a special place in a lot of people's hearts.
Yeah.
There's regulars that we have at Chicho's I've known for years. I mean, since I started there.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 guys that come in religiously every Sunday to 29th Street. They drive from Hampton just to come to 29th Street. That's the one they prefer to go to that one, but it's the one they were coming to 10 years ago. And they could have stopped going there and go to Towncenter, but it's just the nostalgia of coming to that location. They'll wear their old Chicho shirts they have. They've gotten over the years. They want to be those guys that come in and have the old Chicho's merch on, and that's their spot. So. Yeah.
You may be wondering how we transformed from a single bar that sold pizza slices on the side into a thriving brand with 9 full-scale restaurants. Here's a bit of the backstory as to what brought us to where we are today. What do you think really made a game change between from 1 location to 3 to 9?
So we had where were we at? We were at 2 locations at one point, and that was it. And we didn't really know what was going to kind of keep going. And then your dad and I sat down one day when I had a different period of my life take place, and him and I were off doing something else, sitting in offices from 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah.
And him and I looked at each other, and like, this is not for us. And we both said, well, let's just take this leap and see how big we can grow this thing. And that was just really it. Him and I both are very confident people, to the point where we're overconfident over trying to get over each other, and we, butt heads, but we had that mutual respect where we always find that common ground. We're confident that we can go do these things. So I don't feel like it was a very hard decision. We know we could do it. So that was it.
Yeah, really mindset.
Yeah.
Was it?
It is the mindset. It's either you just decide you're going to do it and you don't have a choice at that point. Just go get it done.
We want the same shit every year, but we don't put our thought into it because we're a bunch of fucking squirrels. That's what we are.
Lock the ball over here. I just don't take on your guys' crap anymore. I used to take it. You guys come up with ideas and you can scatter off, and then it's like, I'm like, all right, what am I going to do with all that? I'm not doing anything with it. You want to do pizza? Keep do it. You want to do radio? Do it. You better come back with some answers, though.
It's good footage here, Jake.
That's how it always has to be.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I got an idea. I got to go.
Came to the realization when we bought the brand from Nabil that, it actually could be a business, that I take seriously. And, when we made that commitment after we sold Require, that was the pivotal moment when I started taking it serious. So that was 2015.
2015. And that was when Strawbridge
First opened up. So it was 2014 actually when we bought, the fall of 2014, when we bought the brand from Nabil, the founder. But at that point, I'd been in the hospitality bar restaurant business since, 1990. So that was 24 years later before I really took it seriously. But in those 24 years, that was a journey of really crafting my skill as, developing the business acumen of running a business, understanding cash flow, understanding inventory control, understanding payroll, taxes, leading, managing people. So that 24-year journey, gave me the experience that I needed to take it to the next level, I guess, or the Chicho's to the next level,
So what do you think was really the key to Chicho's success as a brand and as a business?
I mean,
There's a lot of things.
well, I think the reason, what I tell the management team now is, the focus that we put on inventory control and watching our labor is the only two reasons why we are in business this long, because those are the two factors that make or break people in this industry. It's one of the most riskiest industries to invest or get into, and it's not for the faint of heart, because not everyone realizes that, this type of business is a 24-hour business. We're one of the few brands, that opens up at 11 a.m. and closes at 2 a.m. 7 days a week. Most restaurants, are open up for dinner. Then you have some that are open up for lunch and dinner, but most of them close at 9 or 10 o'clock. We, or the brand itself, it's been like that. That's been our norm since I've been in the business. And I guess it's built enough, tolerance that, I have a higher level of expectation than most people in the business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we started, those are long hours. Can you imagine coming in the next day to open up for lunch when you leave the bar at 2:30, 3 a.m. and you got to be back there at 9 a.m. And so those are very long days, in this business, but the success of Chicho's, it's the consistency of watching your COGS, your labor, and your food costs, really.
What do you think was the biggest struggle or biggest hurdle you had to overcome?
We always had a mentality that the employees always have to be paid. There was years where I never got paid, didn't know how to take care of the bills at home, feed the family, things like that. Knowing that, you can go through those periods and not quit and just rely on yourself saying, I know I'm going to make this, it's going to work. That's a big struggle, and that's not easy when you're trying to figure out what you're doing week to week and making sure there's everybody else that relies on you. That's a big job when there's so many people that rely to get their, pay their own bills when you're trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's a big responsibility. That's the biggest hurdle to get over, knowing that you're going to make it work somehow.
I mean, how does it feel to be such a big face of the brand, like being Matt Potter?
I don't know. I never look at it that way. Not necessarily work to me. Mm-hmm. If I enjoy what I'm doing, which, don't get me wrong, there's days where I'm like, what the hell? But, most of the days it's just a me, an extension of my life. I feel like, something I can be proud to say, that's me. My mom actually didn't want me to get into the restaurant industry. She tried to talk me out of it so badly. When I first had the opportunity to do it, she was like, "No, you should just go to school and do hospitality management and manage a hotel or something like that." And my dad was just like, "Do what you want. Do what makes you happy." Mm-hmm. But she eventually saw what Chicho's was. I think she just thought it was like more of a bar. Mm-hmm. But seeing how we progressed through the years and how I progressed professionally and personally, I think she's seen, she sees how it is now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We still have periods of, off seasons and things like that where cash flow gets a little tight. But I don't feel like we're in those same shoes much anymore. And that was in the very beginning days. And that's really any small business. The first year to 2 years is tough. If you can get out of that, if you made it through that, you're going to make it through it. You can make it through anything, in my opinion. Gotcha. As long as you stick to your core values and what you want to do, and not just try to be a distant or a passive business owner.
Yeah. All right. Last part of the segment. What is something you want to tell, I guess, your kids when they grow up, or your future grandkids? What is something, I guess, about life that you want them to, I guess, learn from you?
It's tough. Life is hard. It's going to always be hard. There's always an obstacle, but I've been doing better with this myself. I've always been an overthinker on issues that go wrong or what could happen and things like that, but I try to been telling myself lately, and I have to do this in the mirror in the morning, giving myself reaffirmations and all that stuff, that it's not going to be bad days. It might be a bad moment, bad hour. Something could go wrong, but it's not going to define who you are or the how you should be in life. Just deal with it and move on. I mean, that's really a big part of what I try to think about every day. There's always going to be something, always, no question. Something's going to go wrong. And life is tough. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't think the same as you out there. They're not going to agree with you, and that's okay. It's great to have differences of opinions, but as long as you stay true to good quality values and do what you believe you're doing right and be open to hearing that you might not be right. That's to my daughter. She's not always right.
Hear that,
right? Everything will work out as long as you take accountability for everything that's happening. Don't just go blame, well, this person did that. This happened to me. Things happen to everybody. You got to be accountable for yourself. You got to take action and keep moving.
Yeah, don't let life happen to you.
Yeah. That's the big thing for me.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our story here at Chicho's. I would like to reiterate that Chicho's is not merely just a restaurant. It's more than pizza. It's a family, and it wouldn't be possible without all the Chicho's team and staff, and of course our loyal patrons. Thank you. Yeah.
Unique story, I'll tell you. I got hit by lightning playing rugby once.
What?